2nd and 11. Jones almost stumbled, managed to get the pass away, and Tim Petrus got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was about it. So
Hallman.
the Stampeders will be forced to kick.
Sorry, Don. Hallman and Bayless again had the pressure on him, chasing him around back there. Bayless got up the middle, chased him out of the pocket, and then Hallman took it from there and forced him to throw it short, which, as you say, gained absolutely nothing, so they have to punt the football.
Maddich will kick from his own 13-yard line. Graisley is back along with Underwood. Graisley takes it at the 40-yard line. Breaks a couple of tackles and then goes out of bounds up at the 49.
He made all those yards on his own because the Argonauts had to block. They tried to block the punt, so they had no one dropping back to help out. He just made a couple good moves and stepped inside and picked up some yards.
First and 10, Toronto. The Argos are at their own 49-yard line. The score tied at 7. Jemmy throwing the screen to Hudson. Good reaction by the Stampeders as Flint Fleming and Eugene Beliveau got back to make the stop.
He has Hoskins hooking downfield in case that linebacker fires. If he does, he can dump it off. The linebackers dropped. They got the pressure from Eugene Beliveau coming from the backside along with Fleming, and that forced him to throw the screen. He didn't have time to hold the football.
Second and 7. Jemmy goes to the sidelines, and again Slater Zaleski is unable to haul it in. That time he really had to extend himself to try and make the catch.
Yeah, that would have been an awfully good catch. He'd have been able to hang on. You're diving straight out off the ground. You can't really control your body, and then he still had to reach high to try to get it. But it does bounce off his hands. Watch. He'll go out. He'll lay out to try to get it. Just off the fingertips. He needed about 3 more inches to get those hands under it, and he could pull it in.
8:12 is the time remaining in the first half. The Stampeders and the Argos deadlocked at 7. Another good high kick by Glenn Harper. McCrary waits for it at the 15. Penalty flag on the play as he is brought down at the 24-yard line. And we'll sort out the penalty call for you when we return. The Stampeders were called for an illegal block by Craig Watson. That takes the ball back to the 10-yard line where Terrence Jones faces first and 10. Tim Petros picks up about 3 yards. It's going to be tough to run against this Toronto Argonaut defense.
Very hard to run inside with Bayless and Hallman in there. They're both they're like bookends, about 6 foot tall, 240, and quick.
Over the past 10 years, each side has won 5 games and very little in the way of points scored by either team. A year ago in Toronto at CNE Stadium, Bob Obilovich saw Gil Fenerty run for 215 yards. That was on August the 31st, 1988. He'd like to have him in the lineup for this one. Lorenzo Graham makes the throw, or makes the catch. Brought down by the safety, Richard Brothers, but not before he got up to the 42-yard line.
Watch to the right of your screen. You'll see number 33 and number 85 coming down the field together. 85, Brock Smith, goes to the corner. Lorenzo Graham comes right in behind the linebacker, Chris Gaines, makes a nice catch. Well-thrown football.
A 30-yard gain for the former Argo tailback, and that takes Terrence Jones out of difficulty and gives him some room to work with. Again, there's that option toss to Lorenzo Graham. It will be a gain of 9 more. Lorenzo Graham took a pretty good hit from Harold Hallman just as he pitched it out to Graham.
Well, I'll tell you, it's again, they have that pattern play where they turn and they give the ball to Petrus. Next time they fake it and run that option. And just as Terrence Jones turns, watch him turn. He'll pitch the ball. Watch number 70. Jones sees him coming and very wisely hits the deck as soon as he makes his pitch. Graham turns it into a good carry. Takes a pretty good hit to number 58, Bruce Holmes. Watch it. Here it comes. Smart. Get out of the way. You don't want to allow a guy that's 245 pounds coming straight at you with his head. Get down.
Actually, Harold Hallman really didn't put a hit on Jones. I thought when I saw him go down out of the corner of my eye that he went down because of the hit by Hallman, but he anticipated that contact and he went to the ground himself.
That's why you practice that option play. When you do practice it, you have to know where the ball carrier is, so when you just flip it, then you can see what's happening. He gets it out here. Now Graham heads straight upfield. You'll see number 58 come in and hit him first. And then I think he got tangled up with Willis and everybody else, and that's how he was injured.
Andy McVeigh into the ball game as a replacement for Graham, and he won't get the first down. John Congemi taking a breather on the bench and now thinking to himself, well, those guys I'm working with today are a little more familiar now that they've had a quarter and a half to play.
I wonder if he still has the name tags on the huddle.
It's going.
John Congemi's had one of those careers. You know, every time he's gotten to play, he's gotten injured, and it throws his whole series and whole season out of whack.
I think the Stampeders are short one man. They're going to take a time count violation. Doug Landry was supposed to be on the field, but he is on the bench, and they're going to let that clock run down, and there goes the whistle.
Time count violation. Calgary number 4. Third down repeated.
Coach Kuharek wasn't too pleased about that. That's one thing that'll really upset coaches. You know, you know what team you're on. Be on the field. I think he told him that. He was in a good mood today for the game. Him and Joe Cap was there, standing talking. You know, he coached with Joe Cap out in California.
Joe Cap, a former Calgary quarterback and a former BC Lion quarterback. Clemens on this punt return is brought down at the 12-yard line by Marshall Toner. That was a good kick by Glenn Harper, a 48-yard kick.
Matty supposedly has outkicked his opposition in 8 games so far this year. He's doing a good job for him, hitting the ball well. And McLaughlin, they're kicking games in good hands with McLaughlin and Mattich.
I believe I said Glenn Harper. It was Mattich who was punting on third down. Harper is the Argo punter.
Well, last year he did.
Last year he did. Yes, that's true.
I think it was last year.
5:16 remaining in the half. Warren Hudson picks up just a couple of yards.
Having a little trouble getting the running game going. This has been one of the Argonaut problems. Gil Kennedy jumped out with some fantastic games early in the season, but as longer the season went, the more apparent it became that if you took Kennedy out of the offense and forced him to throw, you beat him. And they still aren't able to get this running game going.
Craig comes wide left. Dell splits right. Congemi won't get a chance. Well, he will get a chance to throw. It looked as though he was going to be trapped. And making the catch on the sidelines is Bell for a first down. And it looked as though Congemi was going down back at about the 2-yard line.
That's a good job of scrambling around because he definitely got the pressure. Pressure came at him up the middle. Tank Landry is the first guy to chase him out of there. And then Curtis Bell just sat on the sidelines and made the catch for the first down. Watch Tank Landry come around up the middle. Watch him grab his jersey right there. Try to hold him out. Skimp couldn't hold him, but they chased him out of the pocket, but he made the first down.
Hudson, the ball carrier, for about 2 more. It will be 2nd and 8.
Underwood comes in for Clemens, who was in on first down. He brings the play in from the sideline.
Mike Clemens with 1 touchdown throw. That equals the number that Gilbert Renfro was able to put into the end zone and is just 3 behind the number that John Congemi has thrown. Another catch by Bell up to the 45-yard line for a first down.
Curtis Bell's making his presence felt tonight. He's been waiting for a chance to play. Lives in Hamilton, as we said, drafted by the Ticats, played with the Burlington Junior Ticats last year. Just down, turn to the inside, find a hole and wait for the football. Up, makes the catch Lands on his back, but not before he gets another first down.
3 receptions for 38 yards, 15 on the last catch by Curtis Bell. Jemmy going deep. Intended for Hoskins, incomplete. He was bumping with Howard Fields and trying to run his pattern.
They had man-to-man coverage downfield with Greg Peterson, the safety, sitting free in the middle. So wherever he throws the football, Peterson should show up. And Howard Fields had him covered pretty well. He was not open.
A lot of young fans in this crowd of 30,000 plus at the Sky Dome tonight on a cool September day in Toronto. And with the threat of rain in the forecast, the roof to the Sky Dome tonight is closed. 2nd and 10 from the 45-yard line. Almost intercepted by McCrary, intended for Slater Zaleski.
You could almost see that one coming. McCrary allowed Zaleski to get on, break to the outside, and then he just cut to the inside. He had him all the way. If he picks that one off, he was gone.
Jemmy glancing up at the large scoreboard in Toronto as they replay that last pass. You're watching Foster's CFL on CBC, live from Toronto. Glenn Harper punting on 3rd down for the Argos, who have a record of 4-7. 3 of those wins have occurred here at the Sky Dome. They have one of the worst road records in the CFL, winning just 1 time away from home. And that lone win was at Lansdowne Park in Ottawa.
There it is.
Here's that return by McCrary. And again, he came close to breaking it all the way. They've been setting that up ever since the first punt by Glenn Harper. And a couple of times earlier, Herrick almost saw Glenn Harper or David McCrary break it all the way.
Yes. Yesterday at the press conference when Larry Herrick walked in, he just got off the bus. Kevin Gallant was there, his PR guy was here, and he said, they asked him, have you seen the roster changes for the Argonauts? He says, yeah, I just learned about it from our PR guy here. He says, is Underwood the kid from Wagner? They said, yeah. He says, is Bedford the kid from California? I coached him. He says, how about Craig? Is he from UCLA? They said, yeah. He said, I saw him play. I'm not worried about them. He knew them all. They know exactly what's going on. I guess when you're in charge of the football operation, you have to worry about the scouting and everything. You know where they're from.
Yeah, as a coach, there shouldn't be too many secrets with other teams.
No, I wouldn't think so.
We remind you to stay tuned after the game for the Foster's MVP. 2:24 is the time remaining. Chris Schultz having an ankle retaped as he watches that Toronto defense attempt to hold Calgary on 2nd and 10. It looks as though they're trying to set up the screen. Good move by Jones to get away from Kalka. He almost lost his shoulder pad in the process.
You know why that screen didn't work? Because Lorenzo Graham and Tim Petros both went to the same side for the screen, and they had the screen set the other way, and no one to throw the football to. I saw the screen being set and couldn't understand why there wasn't a back out there with the lineman.
Penalty flag.
Number 65 declined. 3rd down.
Sean McEwen guilty of the holding call. The penalty on that incomplete pass declined, and Matic will punt from his own 25-yard line. Some pressure as Matic goes down. Carl Braisley takes that 3rd down kick, and there's a penalty flag as he is stopped in his tracks at the 37-yard line.
Another flag down here. Salazar and Jim Yock were involved in something right around midfield, right in front of the official. We'll have to see who it's called on. .205 is the time left in the half.
Well, he's on that team right there. Tell him, Ellis. Give him his hands.
I don't think Ovilovich is happy about these penalties. I think he should be a little more blunt. Come right out and speak what's on your mind, Bob.
Holding Toronto number 18. 1st down.
That's the 2nd time that Salazar has been called.
In 2 quarters of football, that's too many. Jim Yock really had a hard time getting off the field. He really was limping badly coming over. Sitting down there getting tended to on the bench by Pat Clayton.
Jemmy flipping it out for Hudson. Linebacker Ford had moved over to cover, and the throw from Kangemi was just a little high.
Try to hook that inside receiver, in this case Hoskins, and send Hudson in the flat. Read the outside linebacker and go to the open man. Just threw it a little bit too high for Hudson to pull down.
Clemens goes into the ball game. Underwood comes out for the Argos on 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. Seems to be some uncertainty as to just where people should be.
I think the 20-second clock ran out on him.
But there was also some uncertainty among the people in the backfield as to where they should be and how they should line up.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Ewell explaining to Tank Landry the options on this play, the penalty call against the Argos with 1:57 left.
I don't know what kind of options you'd have. They never ran a play. The whistle blew before the play was run.
Offside. Toronto number 23 before the play. 2nd down.
Yeah, okay. Take 5. I was going to say they didn't run the play. I wonder what he was talking about. Just march it out and let's go.
2nd and 15 from the 20-yard line. Hoskins, who has scored the lone Toronto touchdown, was offside on the play.
This way.
Kangemi over the middle is intercepted. McCrary stepped in front of Hoskins to haul in that pass and give the Calgary Stampeders a 1st down at the 42 of the Argos, and Bob Avilovich is not at all pleased.
Just dropped back into his zone. McCrary just dropped back and read the quarterback, and when Hoskins cut into the middle, watch him. Going to get a good look at it. Watch to the left of your screen. You'll see McCrary just dropping back. Now he sees here comes Hoskins, cut right in front of him, catch the football. Go to the ball when it's in the air.
And Tom Porras has moved in as the quarterback for the Calgary Stampeders, and Porras is going deep, intended for Willis, incomplete.
Get in.
Now Tom will throw the football. He loves to throw the football. It's quite a change, you know, the difference between Jones. What he does is put him in, do his thing as long as he can, then put a guy in that can throw. Tom can run the football, but that's not his strength.
There's an injured Toronto Argonaut, and Porras takes advantage of the delay to move over to the bench and confer with Coach Larry Kaharick. Gerald Bayless, I believe, is the player who is down. And coming into the ball game is Bronco Vincic.
A lot of Eastern Michigan players all of a sudden. A lot of Canadian kids going down there playing football, coming back. Matt Finley's in there, Branko Vincic's in there, a couple more of them. Can't think of them just offhand, but I know there's a couple more.
So Vincic will move into that defensive tackle position. Harold Hallman at the other spot with Harding and Kalka on the outside.
Bayless has had a good season so far for the Argonauts. He seems to be the guy that gets the penetration inside. He gets upfield, forces quarterbacks out of the pocket, and hopefully then Kalka and Harding will be then there to pick him up.
2nd and 10.
Go.
Porras throwing to the sidelines for Zeno. He's got it for a 1st down.
Yeah, he's out of bounds.
Jones and Zeno may have been an effective collegiate combination, but Zeno is also obviously going to be a favorite target of Tom